Okay, so my name's Josh. I used to be a ham, but I moved interstate and got lazy and haven't renewed my licence in New South Wales yet. So I'm currently not a ham, but there are more than enough hams here to run the event that we're going to run today. So after the lunch break, we're going to do a fox hunting, ARDF, direction finding, whatever you want to call it, exercise using these to find a whole bunch of these. And that's basically what this is, just a really quick summary of what we're going to do. This is not very, it's very high level. If you want to know the technical detail about how the antennas work, radiation patterns, all that sort of stuff, come talk to one of us afterwards and we'll take you through it. So, what is amateur radio direction finding? It's using a directional antenna, which, by the way, the antenna is constructed, picks up signals better in one direction than the other. That's probably the simplest way I can put it. We use these and a custom receiver to find a transmitter. This is a low power transmitter. Sometimes they're like this, sometimes they're a old VHF or UHF radio gaffer taped to a big sealed lead acid battery, and they're a pain to lug into the bush. But you don't have to use a directional antenna. You can do it with an Omni. It's just an awful lot harder. So using this to find this, and when you find it, you'll look like that. Sometimes we do it from vehicles. So we have in-car based setups. These photos are from the Mount Gambier National Fox Hunting Championships. Yes, this is a national thing. We have teams come from, at last count, I think 3 states each year over the Queen's Birthday long weekend to participate in the national championships. We hunt all sorts of different bands in all sorts of different conditions. And when you're hunting from vehicles, hopefully you don't end up like that. Yeah, no worries, Mark. I thought you'd like that one. How live demos always work. Have you got that TX up? So Mark's got a transmitter running. And I don't know if you can hear this or not. Can everyone hear that tone? I can't turn the volume up when it's in scout mode, Mark. I'll take you into more detail about this when we're outside. Basically, swing the antenna around. You swing the antenna around, and where the pitch is the highest is the direction where the signal's coming from, and you've got to run towards. Just turn that off. And that back. So after lunch, I'm not sure exactly what time Kim can. After afternoon tea. Okay. We'll assemble people in groups of 10 outside. We have 10 receivers. We have 5 transmitters. On each of the transmitters, when you find them, if you want to, you don't have to, there is a little hole punch. I have suggested that is a little memento. For each transmitter you find, you can just punch through your LCA badge if you want to, and it'll just leave a little set of hole marks in there so you can be like, I did fox hunting at LCA. So just some basic rules. All transmitters will be outdoors. There'll be no need to run through any of the indoor hallways or anything. Be safe. Be aware of your surroundings and people that are around you. These things are fiberglass. They are fairly flexible, but if you hit someone in the eye, it's going to hurt, funnily enough. So as you're swinging the antenna around, just make sure you're not going to hit anyone with it. Walk, don't run. You may have to go up and down steps and that sort of thing. I'd hate for somebody to twist their ankle and get injured. If you do, it's on your head. I'm not responsible. All of these have been programmed with memories, so we'll hand it to you turned on. One is a homing beacon, which will be set up in here. Then you just press 2, find that one, press 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Pretty simple. As I said, if you want to, punch your conference badge and have fun. That's it.
Yep. Hi, I'm Peter Chubb. 2 years ago, my dad died. He was a ham radio operator, as so am I, and he had two of these sitting on his desk. I don't know whether you can see that. That's a Baofeng UV3R. It's a 2-watt output, dual-band handy transceiver that you can buy for under $40 on eBay. So it's really nice. Only problem is, it's got an absolutely appalling user interface. Fortunately, a guy called Leo Alazari has discovered you can actually reflash the MCU in there that controls the software-controlled radio. His main interest is using it to track satellites. So he's put in code in the replacement firmware that lets you, shift up and down the receive frequency so you can do Doppler and so forth and control it from a computer. He hasn't done anything about the user interface. I started to work on it and then got really, really busy at work and at home for various reasons. So what I'm asking for all of you great programmers out there is, if you've got an amateur radio license and can use one of these things, buy one off eBay, pull it apart, and start hacking to improve the user interface part, so you can actually use it as something to walk around and use. So there you go, there's a challenge for you. Fix the user interface on the UV3R.
I was going to say, can we just search UB3R, or is there a URL to go to?
Yeah, you can just search UV3R.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Your existing work exists somewhere?
I got to the point of starting to wire up the Arduino. Okay, now you can use the microphone as well. Yeah, what was the question again? Okay, existing work. No, all I got. The way this thing works is you clone the repository off GitHub. It's easy to find, and then you build yourself a little programmer based on an Arduino to talk the SPI protocol to the thing to thing. I just got to the point of starting to build the Arduino board. So, yeah, haven't got any existing work. There was another question over here somewhere.
Over here.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Is it possible to disable the ability to transmit in firmware so that me without a ham license can go and buy one and start playing with it without breaking any rules?
Yeah, it should be possible just to turn off that part of the code, but all the code's open, so you can do whatever you want with it. And so, yeah, if you were careful, you could probably do it. I should point out that the receiver is actually quite wide band. It works quite effectively on the CB band for receive, but it's actually illegal to transmit on those bands, so I haven't tried that.
So you mentioned that it's a dual band radio.
Yes.
What are the frequency coverages in each of those?
It's all of the Australian amateur 2-metre and 70-centimetre bands.
So just that band, not a wider receive?
It's much wider receive. In fact, it's almost continuous from about just on the edge of the FM broadcast band all the way up to about 500 megahertz. Plus, it's also got a FM broadcast band receiver in there.
I apologise, this isn't necessarily a question, more of a comment, but if the part of the UI that you're trying to fix is programming the thing, which is a nightmare, Chirp software, which is in pretty much every Linux distro's repos, lets you load and save and manage that sort of stuff. Still doesn't fix the thing having a horrible UI on the device, but at least it lets you load it with frequencies and offsets.
It works beautifully with Chirp. And Chirp will talk into repeater link, and you can just download the repeaters for your area. Any other questions? Oh, another one here.
Do you know of any work done on the other radios in that series? I think there's a UV5R as well.
Yes. The same guy who did the hack for this one has also worked on the UV3R, but 5R, but I haven't looked at that because I haven't got one. I've got two of these. Okay, any other questions? Okay, next lighting talk.